Since John is always going on and on about his Midwest Mountain Engineering clutch lever, I thought it would be time to replace this clutch lever on this Beta to see what all the fuss is about. The Beta has a Brembo clutch, so it uses the same lever as the KTM. Installation is pretty easy. You just pull this rubber boot off of the clutch lever. Then there's a bolt that goes down through the clutch lever with a nut at the bottom. Okay, real simple. 8mm up top and 8mm on the bottom. And just be careful as you slide this out. There's a spring that I just dropped on the floor. So we're ready to install the new lever. All right, let's see what we got here from Midwest Mountain Engineering. So we got the Brembo 2 clutch lever, B2C. Reduces clutch pull force by 50%. So that explains it, because John doesn't have the normal strength of a man's hand. So this probably helps him to pull that clutch lever in a little better. We use the stock bushing. We have a free play adjuster screw. We got a pivot bolt, a piston rod, a pivot block, and an engagement adjuster screw. Remove bolt, stock clutch lever, piston rod, return spring. Spring is not reused. It is replaced by the stop lever adjustment bolt, and the stock piston rod is not used. It is replaced by the custom piston rod. Remove the pivot bushing, lubricate the pivot bushing, ensure push rod from the master cylinder is correctly inserted, and reinstall pivot bolt. Drop that bushing in there. Okay, so I just pulled this pin out. This is my push rod. So that's going to get replaced, but very simple to fit in. Just going to drop this bolt down through now. Push a little in on the clutch lever this direction to line up the bolt. So the nice thing about this clutch lever is I'll be able to move. I had my lever kind of far out, or far in, I should say, on the bars, because I like to pull the clutch with just one finger. So it's pretty far in on the bars. I will be able to move that out. So you could see where this lines up now. With where I had it, it's actually way too far in. I can barely even grab it with one finger now. So this housing is going to move this way a little bit, which is nice, because I have it pretty far in right now. So I'm just going to loosen this up and slide it around. I like that better because it lines up better with the hand guards. You know, at least this section here lines up better. It doesn't push all the way underneath the mask. So I think I got it right where I want it right now. It's definitely a one finger pull, it feels like. I'm gonna leave it right there and just tighten it down. I kind of like the feel of it right now. It says 50%. I don't know if it feels like 50% on the pull. I guess I'll kind of understand that when I'm riding it. This pull on this bike was pretty light. What I want to do is I want to try this on my 350 also. If I like it, I'll buy one for the 350, because the 350 clutch pull actually feels heavier. Well, it is heavier than this Beta's clutch pull. This feels nice and light. So I think that's all I got to do. I think now I just have this adjustment to make on the clutch engagement. But otherwise it's done, and then I'll be able to ride it and give first impression on it. Rocking the new Midwest Mountain Engineering clutch lever. Made some adjustments before the ride. Feels okay. I took a stock clutch lever that I never made an adjustment to and pulled on something that I'm going to fuss with now. I'm going to give it a compliment. So it's performing like a good NFL offensive lineman. I don't notice it. It feels good when I'm riding. It feels a little different with the flatter face than the rounded face on a traditional clutch lever. My gloves are a little wet right now. my fingers sliding around on the lever. I might put some grip tape on it. I think even a little hockey tape might be enough. But that's not really a complaint. It's just an observation of what I'm experiencing in real time. And guys, we buy our own stuff. I've mentioned it before. Until we become YouTube famous, our channel is small, but my goal is not to sell out. We're regular riders who watch us every week. The plan is to give honest feedback to guys like us that can't afford to try all the equipment. I'm not saying we can, it's just we have a lot of different guys in the group, but it's so hard to find good and unbiased review material from a standpoint of a weekend rider. We want to give that while we're having fun riding. And the other thing, from the standpoint of a regular rider, your funds are limited. If they're anything like ours, you don't want to waste money and waste time. You don't want to buy parts that don't really add value to your bike. So Midwest lever, not too shabby.